Screw it. I ain't waiting until 7. We're going live now. Hey, everybody. I look a little bushy today, huh? I need to get a haircut, get a get a trim. I'll explain the wound on the forehead. I know I've been gone a whole week, but I did warn you guys that this week was gonna be short. So last week was brutal for me, but now I'm back, so I'm excited. So I know I've been gone a while. So thanks everybody for understanding that. I had a brutal work week. I had to install a bunch of stuff. I had to rip out a bunch of stuff. A mold remediation company came in, tore a bunch of stuff out, and then I had to go in with a friend and rebuild the platform and reinforce it and reinstall and run all kinds of new stuff. So interesting times, had fun, a lot of hard work, but hey, got that over with. Summer's winding down to a close, so I'm excited to jump into the fall transition, fall fishing, then into the winter transition and winter fishing. A lot of guys don't like the rain and the cold, but I don't mind one bit. I'll go out there with the super heavy rain set, rain suit. There's nobody out on the lake driving their boats around. The wake boats. There's nobody out to steal your spot. There's only a few guys out on the boat, out on the lake on their boats fishing. There's usually not too many, just a couple of the diehards. So wintertime can actually be a great time to get some alone time on the lake, get some big winter mamas, fish slow, uh, patience, pick up a lot of patience fishing in the winter. But that's not here yet. So we're talking obviously fall transition, fall fishing, and the fall tips and tricks. Basically, we're going to talk about how to catch them in the fall, how to find them, and what do I do basically? What do we do to try to get these fish in the fall? And then separating the big fish from the little fish can be a bit tricky, but I got some tips for that. And they're old school tips that have been around for a long time, but you can preface that with the new technology that we have makes it a lot better too. So we'll get into that. We also got a giveaway tonight, so smash that like button. Thanks for watching. We're gonna have a Bass Pro Shops card for our members. So we're doing a members giveaway every month. Our members get a giveaway. So, and then every once in a while, I randomly do one for all the regular subscribers and viewers. And then at certain set goals, we'll have them basically. So when we hit 2,000, we'll have another one. So smash that like and subscribe if you're new here. Share the video. Let everybody know, hey, cool new YouTube channel where we do a lot of different stuff here. So this is mainly a fishing channel. We talk about fishing, all kinds of things related to fishing and the outdoors. We also go down some tangents and rabbit holes every once in a while. So buckle up and ready for a fun night. Happy Monday, everybody. I've got to speak to my therapist. Does not taste like 10.4%. I tell you what, these are dangerous. Dangerous, dangerous. Danger, Will Robinson. So, all right. Excuse me, I'm out of breath. I just had a conversation with Casper a second ago. He just got me one in the lung real good. So, no, I don't have COVID. But anyways, yeah, all joking aside, I am hoping that this next couple weeks is going to be fun. I'm going to have a little bit, this work week's still going to be kind of busy. I'm going to be in the Bay Area a lot, but I'm going to still make sure that I'm making these live streams. And this weekend I have a funeral. So again, Aunt passed away from COVID. So we're going to be taking care of that Saturday. So I expect after this next week, things to really start winding down, slowing down, and I can put a lot more videos together for you guys. I've got a video out at Lake McClure. I don't know how many fish I caught on video, but I would say I caught between 25 and 40, maybe 35 fish, something like that. 25, 35 fish, caught a bunch of fish. but probably only about 6 or 7 keepers, maybe 7 keepers. Excuse me. Bunch of short fish. This was at Lake McClure, and I've got to edit that video, so we'll put that video out for you guys. Had a good time out there at Lake McClure. Then I went out to Don Pedro and struggled, just being lazy, basically throwing an LV 500 around, and got a nice spotted bass, about 3 pounds, but I lost a couple. And one, right when I went to go get GoPro, it was a big one. I had a big one fighting me and pulling and going all crazy down there for just a brief second. And then you could tell this thing was smart, and it felt real heavy. And I got in about 40 feet, 35 feet of water or so. And I lift up, and I just feel this little boom set on it. Sure enough, right? And it just starts going nuts on me, like, oh, wow. But then, like, I'm playing it real good. You could tell this thing is smart, right? It turns around and starts coming at me. So I start hauling balls, and I can feel what it's doing. I'm like, oh, no. And I feel it start to change direction, so I know it's still on. And I hit the record button. I let my hand go, stopped reeling, and lifted my pole, hit the record button, and sure enough, as soon as I get back to the reel, just feel the rattle trap. Like, no more fish. Like, what? Oh, probably a big spotted bass, or, nothing too crazy. I don't know, but nice one for sure. It was definitely the biggest fish of the day for me, but I didn't land it. And the one that I did land, though, it wasn't bad. It was like almost, like I said, almost a 3 pounder, something like 2.5, 2 3/4. Nice, fat, chunky spotted bass. But fall transition, tips and tricks for the fall. How do you catch bass in the fall? What do these fish start doing in the fall? And what are the ways to catch them? So right now we'll talk about the mother lode lakes, but also any of your local lakes. It really depends on what bait fish, what food supply is in that lake, what the lake's doing, and what's going on, right? What's the circumstances? In a wet year, by now we'd already be getting rain, and the lake would be getting incoming water, incoming current. And the fish would be pushing up into the heads of creeks and into the heads of the top of the lake right now, right? I still think that's pretty much where most of them are at right now. And so if you're fishing a lake, fish the northernmost few creek arms, fish the ones, any creek arms near the river or the inlet of the lake. And that's what they've been doing for me at McClure anyways. I ran up towards Bagby, got around Horseshoe Bend there and stopped because it got just super shallow, and just caught a ton of fish on the LV 500 and a wake bait. I got them on almost everything I decided to throw at them that was moving and in the top water column. Then I also was able to pick them off on the bottom on a drop shot, and again an LV 500, using it like a jigging spoon, which is going to be another deadly lure this year. So it's a deadly lure every year, but the fall transition, it starts. So when does it start, right? And what is it? So the fall transition is when summer, it can start at different times, right? But it usually starts around, in my opinion, it starts the same time, actually, not different times, but I think people think that it starts different times. I think personally it might variate a little bit, definitely based on weather, right? So if it's super hot or super cold, you're going to have some different factors on how far along in the transition process you're going to be. But excuse me, I think the number one factor in defining when does the fall transition start is when the light starts to get, not as soon as, but when the light is noticeably less and less and it gets darker earlier, even if it's still 95 degrees outside, the idea is when the light starts lessening, just like the plants and things, the animals know this. The bears get ready for hibernation. The plants all fruit and finish, and they, harvest moon, right? October 31st, traditionally, right? So that's why most, the Indian culture and, Thanksgiving, right, is basically supposed to be in November because of the culture or the idea of harvesting your fall harvest, your fall crop, and then having it all throughout November, right? And that's when you have an abundance of food before winter sets in December. Okay, so the life cycle, I believe, is that's just like that's nature's life cycle for all animals, all living things, staying near, even plants, right? It starts when the light changes, and then especially for the fish, accompanied by when the nights get colder. So when it's almost always, even when you have some swings up and down, the nights are usually pretty steadily temperament. As soon as you start getting some colder nights, that's when the fall transition is starting. And as soon as that light changes. So what is the fall transition? The fall transitions when all the animals, especially right, the fish, the winter, we're talking about the fish, they're getting ready for the winter. So they're going to fatten up. They're going to, the big fish, the smaller bass, the smaller aggressive fish are tearing up and corralling bait fish in big balls. There's big groupings of bait fish that move around. You have small pockets as well. You're going to have tons of this year's bass fry that could be, 2 inches right now. There's going to be a bunch of them trying to survive amongst this whole ordeal. Depending on the lakes that you're in, you're going to have a bunch of little baby shad or small shad. You may even have some bigger ones. You're going to have goby in some of the lakes, right? So you're going to have a lot of different schools of bait fish in different zones doing different things. You may have a small school of baby bass darting around and a big school of even smaller shad, right? Who knows? You could have a lot of different stuff going around, but the bait fish start. Hey, how's it going? We got the therapist in the house, Bass and Beard. So the bait fish will start coalescing into a big ball, and to each their own, right? So you have the goby doing their own thing, the shad doing their own thing, the baby bass doing their own thing. Hence, there will be some fish in different areas, especially if you have a diverse fishery where there's a lot of different bait crawdads per se, right? Everything plays a factor. Is there trout in the lake? And then I also think that maybe on a wet year when there's a lot of trout plants, everything's doing great, you might have the bass eating more swim baits, eating more trout, right? As the trout, let's say you go through many years of drought, the lake's just stagnated, had some algae blooms or something, you may have a lot of the trout die off. They may not plant as much. So now what are the bass eating? They may eat the next biggest or best thing, crawdads, or they may go towards, is there bluegills in the lake? How's it going, Mike? Nice to see you on tonight. So we're going to have a members giveaway a little bit later for the Bass Pro Shop card. We're talking fall transition tonight. Thanks for sticking with us. Sorry I missed last week. You guys know I try to make these every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But last week was like my last big work week. And this next week coming up is also a semi-big work week along with the funeral coming up this weekend. But I should be fine this week. And then after this, I'm going to be pumping content out, hitting different lakes up, fishing different areas. We're going to do some shore fishing. I'm also going to try to get a guest to come in and sit in and just to have conversations with and to debate certain topics or talk about certain things fishing related and to have a different input. We'll let you guys fire away questions and obviously your comments and all that stuff. So we'll read that. But I'm going to try to get some people. I know I've been saying that, but I'm going to have much more free time on my hands. So super excited to try to grow the channel in the off time, basically. So this is going to be the fall is going to be the perfect time for me to get out there and kill them. And it's the perfect time for you to get out there and kill it too, because the fish are active right now. They're feeding. So, again, we're talking about fall transition. It's everything getting ready for winter. The bait fish are going to try to start going deep, or right now they're suspended, at a certain thermocline, basically oxygen content, water temperature. The lake will start to slowly turn over as the night gets cold and the top of the lake starts becoming colder than the bottom of the lake. Well, in summer, the top is warmer and the bottom is cooler, right? So I'm super looking forward to the cooler weather. They pull out some big monsters. One of the other things is winter fishing can be awesome for spotted bass. Also, largemouth too. There's not as many bass fishermen out. A lot of guys hang it up. They fish that kind of tournament trail, or they fish in the summer. There's going to be no wake boats out on the lake, ski boating and waking, no jet skis really. The waters will be calmer. Even when you have storm and nasty weather, with a good rain pump and a working bilge, you're all good, right? So, or a rain jacket. Did I say rain pump? Rain jacket and a working bilge pump, you'll be all right. So you'd be out there fine. The only scary thing is when the lightning starts getting crazy. I get freaked out. I've been out there when it gets nuts, and I'm like, time to go home, praying to God, like, please don't let me get struck by a bolt, because my life's been so nuts. I would be that random doofus that gets like hit by the lightning bolt. I'm like, he's Sam. He went through all this, and God took him with the lightning bolt. That's what you get. So anyways, yeah, that's like the freakiest part for me fishing in the nasty weather is when the lightning comes, and I'm like, wow, it's pretty cool. It's pretty crazy though. But I've been through some pretty nasty weather, 5-foot swells at Clear Lake, 50-mile-an-hour like winds that want to blow you off the boat. And it's like, what are we doing? And we're in tournaments, and we already bought in, and we already paid for our entry, and we're all, next thing you know, we got to hide or something and try to find out. How's it going, everybody? What's up? James David, Ram Ranch. So, yeah, just hanging out tonight. We're talking fall transition tips. We're going to have a members giveaway later on tonight for the Bass Pro Shops gift card. And then also, I think we're having a special one on Christmas, so stay tuned for that. We're still doing the toy drive. You see all the toys behind me. I got a bunch in there. I got a bunch over here that you can't see. So things are going pretty cool. Thank you guys for thank you guys for tuning in and being part of the channel. And said, damn, I lost my badge. Yep. Hey, how's it going? Hell if I know. I'm talking to my therapist. So 10.4, this stuff is not bad. No endorsement or anything, whatnot. Just saying, it does not taste like 10.4. It's like, wow. This stuff is way too good. Dangerous. How's it going, Charles Chuck? Nice to see everybody on. So if you're fishing right now, I'm going to try to give you my best tips and tricks for fall transition, breaking it down in a nutshell. Remember this, the transition, be the early bird on the worm. Don't be that guy still beating up the summertime tactic. When the light switch, even if it's hot outside, when the light switches, when the nighttime start cooling, start getting out over creeks, up in the river mouth, channels and cuts. Start looking for bait fish. Start looking for those fish you were catching top water during the summer, for them to now start sinking down lower and lower into the lake as the top water starts cooling off, and down here is a little warmer. It's nighttime when it gets cold, right? Excuse me. And like I said, I think the days, how many hours that are in the day of daylight. Oh, food. Excuse me. Yummy. Love you, Ben. Yeah. Don't feel good. Allergies. Tonight's dinner, white rice, cucumbers, or squash, and then chicken. Yummy. So, is the baby brush hog good for transition? What's up, everybody? Good to see everybody in the house tonight. I'm going to give you guys the best lures for fall transition. So right now you can still catch some fish on the top water. So have a top water tied on and ready. Be ready to attack the fish. If you see them busting and pushing those bait fish up and hitting and attacking, keep a top water ready. And you'll have a lot of luck. I tore them up like that recently, but the fish would seem to move up and down, up and down. So the fall bite is just about here, but the transition's going down. So in the transition, nice to see you on, Pops. So so here's, yeah, drop shotting. So here's what's happening. The fish are moving in these big schools right now, big groups, right? And sometimes you can find them right up next to the surface. So wake baits, crank baits, jerk baits, top water, spy baits, anything in the top water column can catch you fish right now in the right place and time. Okay, and that can be when it's one of the hardest times to catch them is when they go from there, because if they're there, usually they're busting on stuff, and you'll get some clues. You'll see some fish jumping, right, and you'll know they're not carp, they're not, they'll be attacking stuff and kind of moving. And then if you pull into that area and you look around, usually you'll see these little tiny, right now at McClure, for example, there's a bunch of little dead shad about 1 inch long exactly. They just little beautiful little things. And you can, if you wait and you're quiet, you'll see them actually dart and swim by, and you can see the fish moving around. So it's pretty cool right now. But then what happened is the helicopter lure. Oh yeah. Had a great day fishing at Frank's track. Oh yeah, exactly, man. Delta's been good right now. Been a little bit up and down, but it's been good to me. So what happens is these fish are in big schools in the fall transition, right? They're starting to. So some of them can be in medium or smaller schools, and they're starting to corral and push bait fish into pinnable locations where they can kind of keep them there and chill. Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you on tonight. So what's happening is they're kind of hurting these bait fish, and where they're going to do that is any kind of major cut, cove, especially in the northern and near the incoming river creek arms and big cuts and bays that the fish can push bait fish into, and then kind of corral them there, and then begin the fall bite. Yep, square bill at the Delta is the way to go. I tell you what, square bill is one of my most favorite lures. I'll run with a square bill or a double Colorado spinnerbait. Old school double Colorado spinnerbait with like a 2.8 or a 3-inch Kitech as a trailer. And away I go with that, or the square bill, like it's like 99% of the time. And yeah, love it. So Ish Monroe, Biggie Papa, my favorite square bill. Delta the cold-blooded craw or something like that, and the Delta craw. So cold-blooded and the Delta craw, sorry. And I just picked up like 5 LV 500s, Aurora Black, Ghost Minnow, Delta craw, and like one other one. But the LV 500s are on fire right now. So what's happening is with these fish, you can do it with an LV 500, right? Is you can see these fish on the top. So if the fish in the fall transition have the bait kind of grouped together and they're busting them up on the top, you can throw that LV 500 out past them. You can bomb the thing super far right into them without getting up into them and scaring them. And then you can, if you want, you can burn that thing, or you can burn, pause, or even like a jerk bait, right? Double rip, pause, reel, rip, pause, reel, double rip, a couple different variations, even with the steady retrieve, and then kind of speed it up, and then a steady retrieve, but you keep it in the top 4 feet of water, so 2 feet of water, even whatever, 8 feet of water, whatever column you want. And you can work that thing along like a spinnerbait, square bill, whatever. It's a lipless crankbait, right? So open water. So you can run that thing along the top. I caught a bunch like that in McClure. Now, when the fish go down, here's when they can be the hardest. Here's when fish in the fall time and fall transition can be the hardest to catch. So if you go out there, you're getting your butt kicked, you see some fish on Fish Finder, or you don't see fish anywhere. So that's a whole separate problem. We'll talk about that. But what happens is when those fish pull down, when the sun starts getting up and those bait fish don't want to be up there at the top of the water and they start coalescing and moving down, the bass will with them. So you might have over 150 feet, 200 feet, 60 feet, 80 feet, whatever, 40 feet, whatever. You could have at any given area or place, wherever these fish are moving, and it's usually in certain areas, we'll cover that, they may be in 25 to 40 feet deep, suspended. And those fish could be, you'll see them on your graph, like in the middle, and you're like, what the hell? How do you catch those? A lot of time you'll drop shot through them, throw something down on them. An LV 500 or a jigging spoon is the best way to get down there quickly. And then when you're there, you know, have that reaction by that really tight wobble that the lipless has, and then when it falls, how it falls, but it does it very fast, like a jig, just boom, you know what I mean? So yo-yoing an LV 500 can be deadly, a jigging spoon, stuff like that. Now, when those fish in the fall transition, sometimes once it gets really high in the daytime or whatever, they'll settle down and they'll kind of move slow and they'll be, a few feet off the bottom. In that case, drop shot, shaky head, Ned rig, stuff like that will whack them all day. So it just depends on where the fish are at, and they'll change depending on the circumstances. If the light goes away, if it's early morning, and sometimes they'll be in the middle of the day, they may be boiling. Just follow the bait fish. And also use your graph. So with the fall transition, the fish are well past main lake points right now. Usually there may be some good fish on main lake points and some schools on main lake points, but right now the fish are trying to corral those. The bait fish are also moving, and what they're doing is they're trying to they're just, everything wants to feed and eat, right? So it's all temperature and light relative. So the bass are trying to corral those bait fish. And remember, they're depending on the lake or reservoir or body of water, there's a lot of different stuff going on too. So that's why it can be tricky, because you might catch a fish or two doing this, catch a fish or two doing that. But you want numbers, you got to find the schools. If you want size, right now, you want to catch largemouth bass, you need to focus on probably 15, 10 feet, maybe right up on the shore, all the way down to about 40 feet of water, I'd say. You need to also be able to look suspended. You need to fish the spots on the spots. There'll be one, maybe two largies hanging up in a big group of boulders that are surrounded by like plain rock and rubble on each side. And it's like a definitive one or two boulders, and the rest of the shore is plain. When there's like, you come around the corner and you see this stretch of shoreline and it looks all plain and shitty and regular, and then all of a sudden there's like this spine of rock that comes out, and then it stops and it goes to shitty plain shore again. That spot on the spot, that'll hold a largemouth usually. Fish that from 1 foot down all the way down on each side of that spine column. Or if you guys know what I'm talking about, when you see a stretch of bank and it's kind of what we like to call Plainsburg, it looks rather boring and unassuming, like there may not be much there and there may not be much below, because you usually gauge what may be below based on what may be above. You don't see any wood or big boulders or rocks or anything, and it's all dirt or little pebbles and stuff. Well, and you look down the shoreline and there's all of a sudden this one or two big rocks. That's what you want. You need to spot hop, go catch those few fish there, move, go catch a few here, move. You can also find them in schools as well. So the largemouth will school up as well. I think the big fish are the hardest ones to find, though, because you need to find the bigger bait. So what are the trout doing? What are the crawdads doing? Because you can always catch fish shallow and you can always catch fish deep. There are probably fish right now, I would assume, I haven't tried yet. And I've really going to focus this next few years on trying to avoid fishing deeper than a certain range so that I don't harm the fish, and that I start big fish focusing, because I can catch numbers, size, and spotted smallmouth bass all the way down to 100 feet deep. I've caught largemouth, but it seems like the biggest largemouth I've caught, 8.5 pounds. The deepest it was about 35 to 38 feet deep. Um, I've got 5 pounders. Probably the biggest I've got is about a 4 or 5 pounder out of like 70 feet deep. And then after that, I've caught fish in 110 feet deep, but they're usually little tiny spotted bass in the 10 to 12 inch range. And it's almost like they're hiding, like they're just down there chilling. I couldn't get the big ones to bite, so maybe I needed to throw a bigger lure down there. But I have caught fish, bass in the 90 to 70 foot range consistently, one and a half, 2 pounders. From the 70 to 50 range, I've got a lot of good sized fish. And but I have to admit though, all my biggest fish have came between 35 feet and shore probably. So I would definitely focus right now on that probably 15 to 35 foot range. If I'm at the lakes right now, suspended anywhere from 30 to probably about 50. And now they'll move. So they will shift and move depending on the weather and what's going on. So that's why fish finder is super important. I don't have a fish finder right now. So what I'm doing is I call it search and destroy. I go and I hit a spot. I pick the best looking stuff. I fish it from shallow to deep. I fish it slow. I give it time. I'll move around a little bit on the spot, and then I'm out. And I'll move to a different one until I find either I'm looking for one thing or two things, really. I'm looking for a pattern and I'm looking for location. Meaning, we'll start with location. Is it more probable that these fish are at the south end of the lake, east, west, or north? Where are they? Near the inlet? Or are they near the outlet, the dam, mid-body somewhere, island tops, coves or creeks? Is there a special couple creeks that have like fresh water coming in? Where are these guys at? So usually right now, the fish are going to be in creek arms, or like I said, coves and creek arms and bays and areas they can start pinning these bait fish. Because it's the fall transition. In 2 days, it's officially fall, right? It's fall fishing. That's why, in my opinion, fall transition has actually started about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So a little late to the game. I've been fishing a certain way, maybe almost a month ago. I would say when I considered what was the big sign that gave it away to me was one day I was at the Delta crushing it on the square bill and got topwater fish. Was catching them a couple different ways, but I was catching them fun, catching them good, catching numbers, nothing too crazy. Had a good time, right? And then I noticed this next trip, it sucked. Like, it didn't suck horribly. I did okay. I caught on and figured a pattern out, but the dude in the boat with me didn't do too great. I mean, he got like 4 or 5 fish to my like 25 or 30 or 20, probably 25. I don't know. But I considered it a bad day. It was a tough day, probably only like 4 keepers, 5 keepers for me, with one like 4 pounder or something. And then a bunch of like ones and maybe a couple that were 2.5, maybe, something like that. And it was tough, but I figured out at the end of that day, I had to fish slower. And I watched it happen instantly. I had been at the Delta for the last few weeks, before that, like consistently every weekend, sometimes 2 times a week, but mostly at least once a week, right? And I watched that bite flip from active summer bite, top water, crankbait, everything just having fun, to all of a sudden I had to use a swim bait. I had to use an underspin or a Kitech, a spinner bait. Or if I use a square bill, I had to slow roll it. And instantly I was like, oh, fall transition starting. And, the fishing picked up for a few days and then went, like, sure enough, it started having its little swings, getting tough and then getting good and then getting tough and then getting good. And I watched these fish pull back. Now, I haven't been fishing the mother lode lakes a lot lately, right? So I just got back into fishing the mother lode lakes a few times here. So you got to get dialed into them. And I don't have a fish finder, so it's hit or miss. It's either they're there or they're not. And so you want to cover spots and you want to find them, because if they're there, if the fish are there, you should catch good amounts of fish. Like if you're in the right spot, you'll know you're catching fish. If you got one here, one there, hey, you do you. Keep fishing if you want to have fun. Like for me, sometimes I do lazy fishing where I just go out and I have a good time, put my feet up, I don't stress. I did that the other day at Pedro. I caught one nice one, like almost 3 pounds, 2.5 to 3 pounds spotted bass. Lost a decent one and missed a few others and lost another one. But LV 500 on all of them. And I couldn't buy a bite on anything else. It got super windy, but I was like, because of the wind and the weather, I was paranoid to really make a big run in my little boat. And so I was like, so I lazy fished, had a good time. But the day before, not the day before, a few days before that, I was up at McClure and I just destroyed them with numbers. And I got some size, like as far as for McClure goes, like I probably would have placed top 3, if not first place in the tournament there for sure. It was I got on them up by Horseshoe Bend. So if you're a fishing McClure, go up to Horseshoe Bend and fish all around those islands and where the water swings around them and then goes to go into the main fish, all that stuff right there. Nice. You guys went to Tulik, caught a bunch. Ned rig, but biggest being 2.5. Hey, how's it going? Keeping it real. Nice to see you on tonight. Yeah, like right now is okay. So I want to parlay really quick some really important information if I can. So please forgive me. I just want to be real quick with this. So how do you get the big ones, right? Fall transition can be a pain in the butt for bass fishermen who are tournament fishing or who want the big ones. So if you're wanting the big fish, you're going to notice right now you're catching a ton of fish in between like 12 inches and 14.5, 15. There are millions of them, and they're all the same size because you're catching the fish that are eating those little bait fish. Now, the big fish, this is an old school tip I remember learning. The big fish will sit below a school of feeding fish, right? And when you have a school of bait fish right here and you have small fish darting in between and tearing the bait ball up, some of the bigger, wiser fish will be hanging below the school and they'll be waiting for stuff to come falling down and they'll pick it off. That's why big Cincos have been known, if you let it fall through the school, if it can make it, or take an LV 500. If you know how you can count down your depth, you know what speed it falls out. If you have live scope, whatever. If you see a school and let's say it's suspended 30 feet deep over 60 feet of water, and the school's 10 feet wide or more, 15, it starts at 30 and then it's like a 15-foot just blob of fish, right? So drop that lure through that blob, not into it. Drop it through it. And work in on the bottom or just below that. And in my opinion, and that's supposed to be an old school tip that like the old timers, I remember when I used to read the bass magazines and, watch the videos, that the old timers would say that this time of year, there's all these young buck bass, right? That are pound to 2 pounds. And anybody who fishes the summertime through the fall knows this. A lot of times in the all damn year you can find these rat packs of like these 1 to 2 pound bass, right? And you'll notice there's never really any big fish mixed with them. They don't hang with them. You might get lucky every once in a while, but if you're on a school 1 to 2 pound fish, that's fun and it can win you a tournament on a tough day. Especially at McClure and even Don Pedro, you got 12 pounds, you might win a certain tournament or two, but usually you want to try to do something else. You want to figure out where are the big fish? What are the big fish doing? And they may be in a certain area where the water's dropping, and over here there's a bunch of red clay. And if you notice, maybe there's a bunch of these little circular holes on the side of the mountain, and the water's dropping. Those are crawdad nests, right? And they'll be coming out, and you can use a jig right there, and the bigger fish are going to be eating stuff like that. When you got a million, you got 1,000 12-inch bass fighting over a million little shad or baby bass, the big bass, they're not in there exerting energy to compete with all these little dinks. If anything, they'd eat a dink, right? So what they're doing usually is after something bigger, right? So bigger fish, you can use bigger bait in the same school, and if there is a big fish in that school, that's a good way to pick that fish out, is use a bigger bait, right? It's bigger top water, bigger swim bait, bigger spinner bait, bigger crank bait, bigger LV 500, and go through that school, and you might get the biggest few fish in that school to come after that lure. You're probably going to get a bunch of dinks that'll hit it too. But if you're wanting fish for numbers, that's exactly what the fall transition is going to be, filled with lots of that 1 to 2, maybe even 3 pound bass. If you're tournament fishing though, or you're skill fishing and you want these bigger fish, the spot on the spot is what you really want to look for. You could still fish shallow, crankbaits up against shore, jigs, LV 500s. Pay attention to your graph. If you see something big on the bottom, if you see a grouping of a few nice fish instead of a school of 1,000, fish those few fish, and try a few different lures. Shaky head has really been good for some people. LV 500 has been really good for me. The jigging spoon has been good for some people. So there's a lot going on right now. And pay attention to what time of day it is, what the light level is. Look for any activity on the lake. If you see busting and commotion. Now, also remember the pattern. Try to figure out the pattern where, on the north end, south end, where's the incoming water, outgoing water. Find the incoming, freshest, cleanest water if you can right now, and fish just south of that or just below that. You start there and move your way down, and you should run into big groupings and schools of fish. Again, I'm having a hard time finding the bigger fish doing this, which is why I think maybe either spot on spot fishing or using your fish finder and just tuning up and changing your baits or how you present them. Like I said, throw your LV through the school and try to fish below it. So a lot of times the bigger, lazier fish are going to be sitting down there like a vacuum cleaner, cleaning up with all these little 1-pounders, and they're tearing up a school of bait fish and shad. The big bass just have to lazily just swim around with the school below it, while all the fish are up above going crazy, right? So again, while everybody's maybe fishing suspended, top water, you can be the guy. Don't be afraid to cruise the shoreline throwing an LV 500 or a jig and look for cut wood, boulders. Look for stuff that's going to hold a singular 1 or 2 big bass that's waiting for something to swim by, where the wind current, when there's a mud line, there's something that a big bass can use to its advantage. Or again, keep your eyes peeled for crawdad holes, because right now with a lot of the lakes, they're dropping. So pay attention when the lakes drop. Fish usually pull out, but in certain areas, the crawdads also might come out. So in those areas, you may be able to toss a crankbait or a jig in those clay areas. So pay attention to your surroundings, use your fish finder, trust your instincts, be open to fishing some different stuff. So if you find fish on the graph and they're suspended, try the jigging spoon, try the LV500, try stuff like that. If you're finding them on the ground, you might have to shake your head or drop shot, whatever. But the other lures should work down there as well. LV500s. This is still an active time of fishing. You just need to put your lure in front of the fish's face, because right now the fish are so active, they're chasing and corralling all the bait fish. So your biggest goal, I guess, would be you need to find that bait fish, find that food, or find those big schools of fish. And Fish Finder is going to help tremendously with that, and also keeping your eyes peeled on the lake. So thank you guys for watching. Smash that like button. I'm going to start. We're going to do a giveaway tonight. And we're giving away Bass Pro card here. And don't forget, all the members, we're going to have a big giveaway for everybody come Christmas. Every member wins, basically. So everybody's going to get something cool. Big thank you from Common Sense Fishing to everybody. Now, if you guys have any questions or any lakes or any bodies of water or any tactics you want me to break down for you guys, let me know in the comment section there, and I'll be glad to address that and go over that. And I'm going to start inputting names here real quick. I think YouTube did like a purge. It was weird. I had like 1,563 or something, or 60, and then all of a sudden, or no, 60 something, and all of a sudden it was down to 1,550. It was crazy. It was like, what the heck? Like I lost like 15 all at once. Like YouTube did a purge or something. Like they were like, yeah, you guys don't watch anymore. We're taking you off. All right, let's make sure we got all the names right. Whoa, excuse me. Pardon me. Keeping it real. So we'll also do a shout out for our members here who support the channel. Thank you guys very much. If you're just a regular subscriber or viewer, thank you very much as well. Smash that subscribe and like button if you guys get a chance. Stick it through this real quick. We're going to get this giveaway over, and we'll get back to giving you guys some really cool fishing information. Cracks. I got another beer over here too. Bam. Crack this guy. And then we'll get into some fun stories and relax for the rest of the night and do like we usually do. And we just wing it pretty much the last hour. So like I said, I got a lot of cool channel changes hopefully coming. We're going to have some people visit and have some guests. So hopefully some cool stuff coming around the corner. The summer's dying down. I do heating and air conditioning. So I'm going to be putting out a lot more fishing content. So if you guys want to see me breaking down these lakes, comment. Let me know where you want to see me go. I'll be happy to fish everywhere and anywhere. Honestly, I don't even know which spots are open or closed. So if you're interested in seeing me fish a place, just let me know. If you know for sure it's open, you got a tournament there, you want to, see me go fish that spot, I'll be more than happy to. I'm going to have a lot more fishing time on my hands here in the next few weeks, so I'm excited to hopefully do some great stuff. So anyways, let's have a shout out to our members who really help keep this channel going. We got Keeping It Real, Racho Bunch, RC Creative, Jesse Chaffel, JJ NorCal, Cody Conway, Mike Dozier, Marco Houston, Curtis LeDuc, Jeffrey Garcia, Terrible at Fishing, Josh Buffalo Fishing, Old Dirty Bassin, Danny's Kitchen, Hella Fino, and Charles Chott. Obviously, my wife's a member too, but we don't put her in any of the giveaways, but she watches a lot of the time, actually. Like every once in a while, she'll jump in and check it out. So. Let's make sure. Oh, man, Did I just erase all those names? No, I did not. I did. I erased the names. Goodness. Now I need to put them all back up there. And we're going to get this giveaway going and then get back to it. So, all right. So let's check in. I don't know, new comments. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. If you guys have anything you guys want to chat about or any comments, leave a comment below. We'll read that as soon as I get done here. I know Racho won a tournament, right? So good job for him and his son, I think it was. Either way, seen they did good. Placed pretty good. If not, I don't remember. There's always so much going on my Facebook. That's like the one I care least about. It's not that I care least about it. It's just overwhelming. There's too much. There's just too much, right? And there's too much spam and not enough like personal, like, you know, it's like everybody's promote this, promote that. And it's like, I get it. I do the same thing sometimes, but I genuinely try to interact with people and be like, hey, I'm not just like, check out my channel, check out my channel. You know, I'm always trying to help out or participate or whatever, right? But I don't know. It's just, there's so much. It's overwhelming almost. Where am I at? Getting lost real quick. Anyways, hope everybody's had a wonderful week and weekend, and looking forward to a good week this Monday today. To me, I'm indifferent. Every day's work usually. I'm always hustling, trying to work and do whatever, because sometimes being the new company in town, I get the calls that happen during the weekend. And, like everybody's booked up. So it's like, oh, thank you for making it out. Nobody else could make it. It's 100 degrees out and everybody's booked out. It's like, hey, but I'm slowly there's times where I'm booked out and I can't take calls, and I'm like, that's a good problem to have, I'm blessed with good problems so far, I guess. There's bad problems too, but life's what we make it, you know what I mean? All right. Ever fished the Wimpy's area? How do you become a member? Just sign up. There's a little thing below that says join. There's 3 different options, because I basically have 3 tiers of support. And the idea is, once we get growing big enough, I would like to have one-on-one lessons and one-on-one special member chats, members only. But right now, what members get, every month you get a giveaway, no matter what. You get entered into one. Right now there's about 20 members, so it's still pretty good chances. But as the channel grows, obviously, there'll be more people in the pool, so to speak. But the giveaway items will get bigger. So the more support we have, the more I would like to help and give back to the community. I don't make barely anything on this, like about 60 to 80 bucks a month total for my ad revenue and membership stuff. But it helps support the channel, as far as it helps drive me forward. Seeing that I have support from you guys means a lot to me, because it's like, I know that there's someone watching and interested in my stuff. And so it gives me the drive to keep doing it. And I enjoy doing it regardless, but I want to try to remain consistent. So I want to grow the channel. I really want to help people. I want to see a lot of good anglers out there having fun competing against each other. I want to try to teach the new generation of anglers. I want to grow with you guys and learn myself. And I like sharing. I like sharing the love of fishing. We do charity here on the channel, so a lot of cool stuff. But anyways, that's what we do here. So we'll have a lot of fun. And I put up usually, so the last few, almost like 2 months, has been like 1 to 2 videos a week of fishing and a live stream 2 to 3 times a week. Now, before I was pumping 3 to 4, sometimes even 5 fishing videos a week. A lot of awesome content. I've got, 20, 25 pound bags. We're holding 5 5-pounders pretty much. We've got had a lot of awesome trips. We went out and just wrecked them. I've got 130 fish at one time, or not one time, but at one day. Got couple double digits on video. A lot of good content, I think, so far. Channel's pretty new, 2 years old, just about. But hopefully we'll catch foot and we'll start to grow in the community. So you guys are really important. So every month to say thank you to my members. So we're going to do a giveaway to help support the members, to say, hey, thanks. And you guys, like I said, you guys support the channel. So we read everybody off. Let's go ahead and hit the, I'm going to record it like always. Oh, we got Angel support. Right on. I'm down. All right. So I got a buddy who just was talking about fishing or something. So I do the toy drive trips as well. So, I take people fishing and then they donate and I buy toys. So having a good time. So far, we're doing all right. We've got a bunch of little kids' bikes. We've got some decent numbers of toys for the boys and girls. We need to get some more like arts and crafts stuff. And, we need to get some more things. It's all never enough. I want to help as many kids as I can. So I'm always like, all right, let's get a good beat on this so that it's got a good. There we go. Oh, my camera always does. It's the stupid one from here. All right, let's have a giveaway. Thanks for watching Common Sense Fishing, folks. He's won a couple times. There we go. All right. We'll play that back for you guys. All right. Let's play this back for you guys so you guys can see who won. Let's keep it steady. Oh. Hey. Oh, come on. Oh, you bugger. Jeffrey Garcia. There you go. Congratulations, buddy. And no, I haven't raffled off the other spinning reel. So I've got to lay my Aunt Linda to rest this Saturday. And we had Keeping It Real donate 2 Creed fishing reels. We auctioned one. We unfortunately just didn't get a lot of support. So we auctioned one off, for way under. Was trying to sell 10 tickets, $10 a ticket. We only sold like 5 tickets. So I said that's about what the real cost, I think, are $70. Excuse me. So I'm like, we can't wait forever. So we auctioned it off. Right now, we've got like 4 of the tickets sold for this one. So if anyone's interested, reach out to me on Facebook, message me, email me, whatever. Do Zelle. I do, PayPal, stuff like that. And once, we get a few more spilled up, we're going to raffle this off. If we don't, we're just going to have to raffle it off anyway. So keep my word. Thanks, Danny, for donating these. Appreciate it. We've got a cool little community here. So I've had some friends pitch in. I had one of my wife's teachers at her school donated 3 bikes. We've got like 5 or 6 of our own, so that's like 8. Then we bought like a bunch of these like 20 or they're like $30 like training bikes that don't come with pedals, but they come with like wheels and like handlebars. They're kind of like walker bikes or like trainer bikes, almost like a scooter that you sit on. So we got a bunch of those, like 5 or 6 of those. We got a ton. We got a couple boxes of toys over here, over there. We got a bunch lined up behind me. So hopefully, last year we took care of Christmas for over 200 kids. We had way more stuff than this, but yeah, hopefully by the end, before we get to Christmas this year, hopefully we'll generate a lot more oomph and, we'll get there. But either way, every family we take care of, every kid we take care of, just brings joy to my heart. Everybody that we can help. Same with fishing. So, man, the tug is the drug, is it not? So when I can help people catch fish, that's, an honorable thing for me. And Charles Chalk, thank you very much. Just reach out, let me know. You know how to do it. If you want, just send me how you usually do, and we'll put another spot in there for you. And we'll be doing that reel. I'll be raffling that off probably do that Wednesday, so to speak. So between now and then, if you're interested, Sam Matthews on Facebook, reach out. You can get a hold of me, and we'll get you a spot in for the last raffle for the 13 Fishing Creed K spinning reel. So it's a nice reel. So big shout out to Keeping It Real for helping support the channel. Been awesome. A lot of you guys are all awesome, guys and gals. We got some lady viewers too. Clara Rica Bell, big shout out to her. Yolanda, big shout out to her. We have a lot of people that support the channel. So to the lady anglers out there, thank you very much. I know predominantly it's a bunch of dudes and we're all, trying to figure out fishing and want to catch fish. But, hey, it's cool to have a diverse crowd here. Yeah, if you want to donate toys, just contact me. Let me move out of the way. This was my last trip right here. So my wife bought a bunch of girl toys. So check this out. I'm just going to randomly reach where you can't see. Now watch. Out of a box, I'll pull out, we have a bunch of girl toys. So Little Mermaid right here, a bunch of other stuff. So we had a bunch of girl toys over here. So I made a stop, ran and got a bunch of boy toys, stuff like that. We have more toys out there. And like I said, a bunch of bikes. So if you're interested in donating and to help the cause, just reach out to me. I'm super easy to get a hold of. Like I said, Sam Matthews on Facebook. You can email me, text me, whatever, message me. No big deal. So pretty open, chill guy. I take a lot of the viewers fishing. We do a lot of fun stuff. So if you're local, and we do giveaways. Sometimes I do a fishing trip. So if the guy who wins is local, you can I'll give you a choice. You can get a tackle pack or a fishing trip. If you're not local, and you're somewhere else, a gift card or tackle pack. So I haven't done a tackle pack in a while, so we'll probably start sending out some LVs and some blade baits. Try to help encourage people to try some more lures. Heck, if you got it for free, why not throw it? You just got to remember, don't look up the price of an LV 500 and then stress on it because it has treble hooks. Just throw the stupid thing. Facebook is the easy way to contact me. If you're local, if you're in the Central Valley, if you're in California, if you're out of town, same thing. You can contact me through there. Best way, I'd say. That's my actual name, Sam Matthews. No stage name. Common Sense Fishing, obviously. And I've got another show, Common Sense Talks. That guy's I have only got 35 subscribers over there. That's my news and opinion channel. I ran on that stuff. But fishing wise, hey, I'm no pro, but I've got 4 double digits now. I plan on catching a lot more. I'm going to start doing some double digit hunting. Try to make sure I put a lot more of those in the boat in the next upcoming years. I've won some tournaments. I got a ton of plaques and stuff, but that's neither here nor there. I haven't won a tournament in 9 years. Last time I won a tournament was 2012. Came really close though. I fished tournaments a little bit last year, and I finished outside of the money so many times. So frustrating. Oh man. Oh, Ripon. Yeah, that's cool. I work in Ripon a lot basically too. So either way, it works for me. Got some buddies out there. But yeah, I'm going to help as many people this year as I can. Last year I recorded it all and did a video. It's called Fishmas 2020. You get to meet you get to meet most of the people that donated. You get to see a little bit of the backstory. You get to meet some of the families and kids that whose lives were impacted, and it's a cool little story. It's about an hour long, called Fishmas 2020. If you're in for like a cool story, it's an hour long video, and there's some fishing in it, but most of it is kind of awesome. Giving toys away to little kids and watching their face light up and their get all excited and happy. So, oh man, I loved it. I had a great time. Now, sorry guys and gals. I'm just gonna flip out. He's won one of my autographed baseballs that you guys see right here, and then I have more up here where you can't see. Little thing that's Deion Sanders. There's me and Nick Bosa. So all this stuff behind me. This isn't a green screen. I remember I missed the good old days when I first started my live stream. It was like YouTube must not have known who I was and actually put me out there. And they're like, "Oh, hey, yo, check this guy out." So I had a bunch of random people check me out, and I had like 30 something people on at one point. And people were like making fun of the green screen, right? I'm like, it's not a green screen. And I started grabbing shit from off the wall. I'm like, you call this a green screen? And then I started trolling the trolls back, having fun. Like, oh, wait a minute, let's just have fun with them. So I managed to win a few over. James David, I'll never forget. Mr. Ram Ranch himself, right? So, yep, he said he lost his badge. Yep. Ever fished the Wimpy's area? So I've seen that comment, but you know what I was thinking? I'm not quite sure. I think I have if it's on the Delta. I'm not 100% sure what that is. If it's a certain area on the Delta, I think I have once maybe. I think I might have fished it, but if not, then no, definitely not. But just so you know, I didn't want to skip anybody's comments here. So I read everybody's comments. Obviously, when we're having a chilled night, the comment section's not flying. But when it is, and we get a lot of people on and we're having fun, or the topic gets crazy and we get people commenting left and right, I'll read everybody's stuff. So, and I try to read everybody's stuff either way. So, I appreciate all the support that I get here. So, anyways, back to some fishing talk, right? Otherwise, if you guys want to talk about some other crap, we can talk about all kinds of fun stuff. I had recently told my story about camping in the mountains when old Mr. Stainer old. He wasn't old at all. He was like our age or a little bit older. But when Stainer had those girls, I mean, mountain lion run-ins, all kinds of crazy stories. So a lot of fun stuff to talk about on the channel. I survived a 120-mile-an-hour car crash, flipped upside down, sunk underwater, had to bring someone back to life, rescue breathing. So I had a lot of fun, weird stuff I've seen. So like at this channel here, we try to keep it fishing related. But if you guys like to yap about stuff, just leave a comment. And Walnut Grove, that's where Wimpy's is at. Walnut Grove. Okay. Because I know a burger joint called Wimpy's, and there was one in Merced. The I'll pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today from Popeye or whatever. But Is Walnut Grove the one that's in Santa Cruz? Like, isn't that Walnut Grove down by Santa Cruz? Or is that like Thousand Oaks? What the hell is the one that's down by? It's by Santa Cruz, Capitola area, somewhere over there. And the city is a name. It's a tree, and the name of the city is in the roots. Oh man, because I just lived in Santa Cruz for like 2 years, so I spent a lot of time all up and down the neighborhoods fixing heaters and occasional air conditioners for the ballers. Because I'm telling you what, there's either something going on, but it's getting hot. That's Coconut Grove. Oh, there's some coconuts out there for sure. Oh man, good people out there too, though. Actually, good people, bad people everywhere. That's life. So I had some great times in Santa Cruz. I met some cool people. I had some great adventures, as far as learned a lot of things work wise, and met some cool friends, met some cool people, and put a little bit of different perspective on my life and some other aspects. Health wise, I think I try to get a little bit off Thornton Road by Galt. Okay. That one. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about the Delta then, no? Not quite sure. I'm still confused. No, then I probably have not fished this Wimpy's place, but I'm pretty sure I've heard of it. Or maybe I'm just confusing it with the burger joint. Coconut Grove is a bar in Capitola. Ah, man, Capitola's got some nice bars right there on there. Isn't it Zelda's? Is Zelda's right there? Oh man, I'm pretty sure Zelda's was one of the nicest, like little tiny holes in the wall that had like some cool live music. And then there was one on each side of it. Isn't Margaritaville down there somewhere? Yeah. Oh, some good times down there, man. I spent the 4th of July down there getting hammered in all those bars. Um, I spent many a time over there, man, having fun in those bars, with a couple of buddies, listening to live music, basically having fun. So me and Mike Podolsky, we would go out there and when they would play live music and we get hammered, take a Uber there, take a Uber back. That's one of the things that the Catalyst. Oh yeah, the Catalyst is right there in town. I've seen so many different bands play at the Catalyst. I've been to the Catalyst a bunch of times. And then what's the one right next to it? There's like a smaller one right next to it. There's a pool hall in the Catalyst, I think upstairs or attached to it on the right hand side. And seen a bunch of fights. I almost wrecked this dude. Oh, I was there's fight broke out in front of me at the Catalyst, and these two dudes were fighting right in front of me. And when one dude went to swing on the other dude, he punched me, and I was like so enraged, but dude didn't mean to punch me, so I let it roll. I was cool. I was like, brrr. I was like, you idiots. I was all buzzed, and I was mad, but I let it roll. It was cool. Like, I could have oh, dude hit me and like was like, am I going to do anything? And then he had to deal with the dude he was fighting. He was more concerned because they were still fighting each other. And then he turned his back on me. I could have just sucker punched him, knocked him out. I could, but no, I'm not like that. And so I just, I couldn't. I was mad for a second though. I took one. He missed the other guy. I'm just chilling. Fight breaks out. Boom! Oh, you mother trucker, dude! Right here. He hit me. It was in the noggin too, where it didn't like hurt anything. It was just more of a ego bruise than anything. Like mad. Like I was just a spectator chilling, sitting outside, vaping my little vape pen. Because I don't smoke cigarettes or tobacco for that matter. It's Santa Cruz. Y'all know what I was vaping. So I was chilling. I was sitting outside minding my own business. And like I said, I got punched right in the noggin. It was about the funniest thing ever after I look back on it, though, now. At the time, I wasn't too happy. But yeah, good times, man. Good times. Mm. You know where I've had a ton of fun though? Is at the Santa Cruz Boardwalk, the bowling alley. Oh, that place is so fun. I went and bought. I go get it right now. I got like this $400. I went into Santa Cruz, right? And this ain't online. I'm sure they have more expensive bowling balls. But I go into the Santa Cruz store, and I'm like, you know what? I bowl here so often. I go, I want to get me a bowling ball, and I'm like, I want my own personal bowling ball. So they size me, they fit it all up, they find out what's like perfect for me, and then they bust the catalog out, right? And I just happened to have extra money at that time. I was like, we got through it, and he was trying to sell me like the middle of the road ball, and I was like, I want the best one, and he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I want the best one, and he goes, okay, and he goes, yeah, that's a great ball. He's like, damn. He goes, you sure you want? I'm like, yeah, I want the best one. And with that ball, it's like, it's got this certain core structure that causes it to wobble and spin a certain way, that it has this perfect curve that I can throw that sucker, and I can throw it, and it's like a right hook. It just knocks some pins out, gets me so many strikes and so so many spares. I love that little ball. So anyways, yeah, I spend a lot of time at the Santa Cruz Bowl. So that's fun stuff, man. You know what? We're going to talk fishing, ball transition, tips and tricks. You guys let me know whenever you want to get back into the fishing conversation. But, you know, one thing that's missing in life right now is stuff like fishing, but other stuff, because you can't just tell the world to fish. And then fishing's awesome, but you can only spend so much time. You can only do it so much. You want to get skin cancer. You got to be covered up. It's great to do a couple times a week, but what are you doing the rest of your week? What are you doing with the rest of your life? And things like the drive-in movies. Come on, who here remembers the drive-in movies? Man, if I'm the only guy that remembers the drive-in movies, shoot me now. Game over. Game over, man. And if you don't know where that's from either, game over, man. Game over. Oh, right. Aliens. So, anyways, yes, right. Stuff like that. Bowling, the drive-in. You know, go for a freaking hiking trip, camping, fishing, just doing stuff, right? Even, you know what, I miss going to like, not to the bar necessarily, but something like the bowling alley, having a few drinks, meeting up with some guys, with some friends, and after work, and buying a pizza and a couple rounds. Yeah, hunting, right? Stuff like that. Take yourself or maybe one other trusted partner, go stalking off into the forest and track something down. Man, sneaking into the drive-in. How about sneaking into the movie theaters, or just plain going to the movie theaters when there was a movie that got you all hyped, right? And you actually bought the popcorn and the snacks and all the crap. But not necessarily movies, but the drive-in. Oh, the drive-in was something else. Trips to the beach, stuff like volleyball, or who goes out and plays catch anymore. Oh my God, just get everyone get some baseball gloves, a couple of balls. We don't have to play baseball. You don't have to try to hit the ball, but just stand in a triangle or square, or a bunch of dudes and just toss the ball back and forth, back and forth. See how much damn fun that is. Girl or boy, I don't care. Football, baseball, soccer. Take a soccer ball out and kick it back and forth. See how alive you feel. And I think that this kind of stuff is just slowly, disappearing from our lives. And I highly advocate for doing that kind of stuff. I'd put videos out on the channel if I wasn't afraid that I would upset you guys, of more other stuff. We talk about other subjects, like what we're doing tonight a little bit, and I'll deviate a little bit. I always got to keep it fishing, right? But if you're interested in hearing more of this kind of stuff from me, go to check out Common Sense Talks. It's same, it's me, but it's talking more real life stuff, going over, news and opinion, but more stuff like this, not necessarily fishing, but it's all centric on outdoor activities or physical activities, right? Oh man, you got to let me know, Bass and Beer. I'm super down. So I don't know if we're friends on Facebook, but if we are, tag me, send me a message, Sam Matthews. Right? Get me. I'd love to come up there and hang out. And you know what? A couple other things. How about this? Who here? Raise your hand if you're guilty or you love this pleasure. Who here misses poker nights? Where a bunch of guys, gals, whatever, friends get together. You get some beer, you get some what's up, RC Creative. You get some beer. You get some munchies, whatever else floats your boat. You get a bunch of people together and you call up the friends. Everybody shows up 20, 30 bucks, 40 bucks, whatever, right? And $5. If you got a massive amount of people, you got 20 people hanging out, 10 people hanging out, $5 buy-ins. Every winner is taking 50 bucks home. And if you walked in with 20 bucks, you got enough to play 4 rounds. And you don't bet with just the cash. You get chips, right? So someone has the card kit, someone has the chips. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it was so yeah, just for fun. People wouldn't even have money involved, just chips and soda. If you're straight red, hey, if you don't drink beer or whatever, that's cool. But the point is those kind of things, right? Gatherings where you can share stories, you're interacting with people personally. That's the kind of stuff that I think is missing, and I would love to participate in any of that. So if anybody knows events like that, if you guys are down to set them up, I'm super down to host a night, stuff like that. Um, where we do like poker night. I miss that kind of stuff. And if you're a gamer, how about this? The old school LAN parties where you'd have a bunch of people show up with Xboxes and we'd play Halo or Call of Duty and stuff like that. You have 4 Xboxes all tied together with these cables through a router thing, and then we would all be able to play together up to 16 players, and we'd all have to bring our own TVs, and some people had nice flat screen TVs, kind of like semi flat screen for back in the days, and then most of us had these big box TVs we had to lug in. Some guys used their computer monitors. It just depends. I'm talking early 2000s. And I remember lugging our big old TV and our Xbox and driving to a friend's house, and there's like 30 people, and we're drinking and hanging out all night playing video games before the internet existed. And there was screen cheating. You could look over and you could see the opponents and watch their screen and see where they're hiding. Oh, they're over there. Man, dude, come on now. All the cool things that you may or may not have done, but this is the kind of stuff I think that society needs a lot more of. Smash that like button if you guys agree. Share the video, but that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Reach out to me if you guys are interested. If you're not like local, start something like that in your area. Guys together, talk about fishing, talk about hunting, set something up, do a gambling, screw the freaking law and rules. Like, man, don't rape, kill, steal, cheat, whatever. Don't do all the bad things. Don't break the 10 commandments type stuff. Don't go and hurt nobody. But man, like, oh, it's an anti-gambling rule. Shut up. You know what I mean? Like, just have fun, live life. And so, like, that's the kind of stuff, what I mean, I get all excited into. That's what I like doing. I'm into like literally everything. You can I'll go to a concert, you know what I mean? You can get me. I'll go outside and throw the football with you. I'll play catch with you. I'll kick the soccer ball. See, kids in my day, I feel like an old ass man saying that. We played every sport, right? When it was PE time, you played a little baseball for a while, play a little football, you play a little soccer, a little ball, kickball, dodgeball, all kinds of stuff, right? And out on the playground, we played everything. Sometimes we play baseball, sometimes we play football, sometimes we go join in and play soccer, right? So I can actually somewhat play soccer with you, or football, baseball, throw the, catch, all that stuff. I know the adults get hardcore into like softball and stuff like that, but I'm talking about for fun. Even like gambling things like, like poker night. as long as it's, not a problem and you keep the, bets, in a reasonable range and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff life is made for. The night at the drive-in. Take your kids to a drive-in. Google where's the nearest drive-in tonight. What's too late? Winter's coming. Your drive-ins might still be open, but most of them will be closing soon. Next fall or next summer, early, late spring, mid-spring, Google and find out where the nearest one's at. You know, take your family out. And then in the winter, what kind of stuff can you do? You can get out and fish, you can get out and do stuff, but if you're in snow, if you're in rain, if you're in a nasty area, poker night, bowling. Man, I don't care, dude. Back in the days, I used to think like the bowling was like this square like thing that like rich white people did or whatever, right? Please don't hate me for this. I'm just telling you my dumb, misguided youth, right? Like golfing and bowling, like wait. I fish and I chill and I do my thing, right? I was an ignorant little kid. But dude, bowling is so fun. Golfing is so fun. Now, bowling you can do indoors. So weather gets nasty, get your buddies together, bowl night or poker night. So, anyways, long-winded rant over. Spend time, make friends. Life's short. Be open to meeting new people and have fun. Live life. You only got one. So, sorry about that. How often do I do lives? I do live streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I usually sometimes try to start them at 6 to 9, but because of work and life, it's almost always 7 to 9. And then sometimes I miss them. So if I'm busy, I might miss them. But then I usually try to make up, I might be on a Tuesday, might be on a Thursday. I'm trying really hard to consistently Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 to 9. And sometimes bonus, come an hour early. But say I miss a Monday, I'm going to try to be on Tuesday. Say I miss a Wednesday, then I'm on Thursday. If I miss a Friday, then I might be on Saturday or Sunday. And if I know I'm going to be missing stuff, I always try to inform you guys, hey, the next week or next few days looks really hectic. I might miss my live stream. But every month we do a giveaway here. So we're usually giving away fishing reels, gift cards, give away fishing trips. Also we've given away fishing poles, combos, all kinds of cool stuff. So I like, helping and giving back, but not just that, I try to give relevant tips and tricks, and I try to break down color schemes. I get all into it. I love it. And then usually we get into the woods like this. We talk about some random crap and, we hang out and have fun. If you guys are interacting and commenting, I'm excited to talk back. And gotta ask you, do you remember overtime prices in Santa Cruz Country Bar? So over the counter, what's OT prices? OG? So like what were the prices at the Santa Cruz Country Bar? OT prices. Maybe. I've been to a couple of different bars out there, and I used to live on May Street, and I would go to, yep, okay, I'm pretty sure. I would go to a couple different bars, but I also used to go to like my lazy bars, where the jury room and what's it called? The jury room and something or others or whatever it was right there on the corner of May and Ocean. So message you tomorrow. Oh yeah. Yeah, thanks for jumping on, guys. Whenever you guys want, dude, I've really just been kind of at the whims of work, and now I'm free. Like I can take whatever time I want off. I can do whatever right now. Um, I'm not rich or anything, but I've just come off of summer, so I have a little extra money, but I've got to make it last through the fall until I pick winter work up again. Um, so I'm down. I've been telling everybody I'm super down. I'm just worried about lake levels. So I haven't really been aware of what arms are open or what spots are good. I know that lake is super dangerous when it's this low. I don't want to blow out, my lower engine. Um, so I've been kind of relegated to just been lazy fishing this year. The drought's just really screwed things up. Um, Plus, I want to get into tournament fishing and I want to get into some new fishing for the channel, like smallmouth fishing up in the high Sierras and fishing some crazy stuff. So I've got to get my boat fixed. I've got a lot of stuff I've got to do. So what I'm doing right now is because I've got so much stuff on my plate, I'm kind of more lazy fishing, where I'm picking lakes that are local or closer. And that when I do, I'm picking a launch and I'm only hitting a couple spots up and I'm fishing them very thoroughly and slow. I'm just chilling because I'm just not in the hurry to put a lot of hours and stuff on the engine until I can get it serviced. I want to get it fixed. For sure, dude, I'm down. Let me go whiz real quick, guys. I know. Sorry, 3 hour live stream. 2 hour live stream. I've been drinking a little bit, so let me go pee real quick here. Look, we even have a bunch of baby toys too. So we have a box full of baby toys out there. Box full of girl toys, boy toys, all that stuff. Anyways, so yeah, I'm down, bro, to go fishing. You guys know me. I'm down to fish whenever. So this last week, so here's what's going on. A little bit quick catch up. So today's Monday. So tomorrow's Tuesday. So Tuesday through Thursday, I'm going to be doing some work in the Bay Area with a buddy of mine. So I'm going to be doing some work for a friend and I'll be tied up. However, I'm going to try to make Wednesday's live stream for sure. So if anything, I'll do it a mobile live stream on my cell phone. I don't care. We're not missing it. Then Friday, I have a funeral, but I'm still going to try to make sure I make that live stream. We'll catch you guys up, let you know how that all went. I'm not going to try to down everybody's, so we'll let you guys pick me up. We'll talk about happy stuff. We'll maybe share some happy stories. I'll tell you guys about some of the most uplifting times. We'll tell you some stories about how I was walking down the street as a kid and $100 bill flew out a car's window like a gift from God. And I yelled and I tried to chase it down and give it back. What I did with that $100, what it taught me. Maybe some life lessons and fun stories. I was one of those kids that pushed the lawnmower and hustled. I've always hustled. I've been poor most of my life, so I've always tried to figure out how to make money, and I've always been a decent person usually. So usually the way I've tried to make money was on the up and up. However, I got a cool funny story if you guys want to hear about how I don't know, I was maybe 10 years old, and I went around collecting newspapers from people's driveways and then went around knocking on doors and selling them back to them. There was one time, yeah, I just wanted money and like I couldn't figure out how to get it yet. And then someone suggested pushing the lawnmower. And so I was like, heck yeah, I'm down. I'll work. Nobody would let a 10-year-old work. So I'm like, well, I collect cans. I figured it out because literally I was a smart little booger. I'd take my time and I'd go to the recycling center with a couple bags of cans and have some, $10, $15 go to the little dollar store and buy gum and candy and water guns, and or go to the toy store and buy GI Joes and stuff. Go to Walmart. GI Joes were only like $2 a piece. I buy like a bunch of them. So, anyways, he paid you a visit and said he's on his way back to you. Oh, you know it. He's chilling right over there. I see him looking at me, that little booger. Heck yeah. I couldn't breathe at the 10 minutes of the show. But yeah, got some fun stories to share. I've been through some bad stuff. So maybe Friday we'll do Freaky Friday and we'll tell some scary stories and some fun stories. Temper a little bit of the freaky with some happy. But so I'm going to try to make all these, right? Then next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday is the funeral, not Friday. But Friday I'm getting prepared for the funeral, so I'm not working Friday. But so after that, I have no work. I have no major things planned yet. Some things may come in, but I have a lot of openings. So I'm looking at doing some reinvesting in the boat to get it fixed, doing some of the stuff I was talking about. I'm gonna look into playing on the channel, messing with the live stream settings, learning how to do some more things with my programming and my effects and stuff like that. Try to get better at making these videos for you guys through the next year, because I'm usually the summer I have like no time. I mean, I fish, right? So I'm doing some fishing, but I'm working so much. Spring and fall, not so much, and even winter, I'll be working, but I'm still gonna have plenty of time off because, just people when their stuff breaks in the winter, they can put a coat on if it's not that cold. And there's only so many people's units will break, and there's only so many companies. So I'll do okay, but I'll have a little bit of slows here and there. Summertime is brutal. You work like 16-hour days sometimes, 6 days, 7 days a week for however long you're willing to, right? Um, when you own your own company, you can still take any day off you want, but it's hard in the summer because you're losing money any day you take off, even Sunday. So there's a lot of cool stuff hopefully coming up ahead. We're going to dive into that kind of slower period as far as less people will be fishing in the fall and winter, but hopefully you guys can live vicariously through me if you're not into fishing in the kind of nastier, colder weather, because I'm going to be out there pummeling these bass. I don't care if it's nasty, cold and raining or what it is. I'm looking forward to doing some fun stuff. I know a couple people got some videos of themselves fishing in the snow last year. Hopefully we get some rain and some change. That'll be really nice to see some turnaround to these lakes. See the levels fill up, lift up. But yeah, I'm excited for the fall transition is on LV 500s, jigging spoons, stuff like that. Drop shot, shaky head, Ned rigs on the bottom. Fish deeper, fish anywhere from 25 to 30 feet, at least down to 50 feet. You can fish shallow too if you want. Keep your eyes peeled on the water if you see activity. Watch your fish finder. And yeah, a lot of times the fish want things active. So play with your retrieves. If not, slow them down. Maybe the opposite. Their behaviors can kind of change, with the whim right now. It's flippy floppy. But then they'll settle into their fall transition where you should be able to just jig them and spoon them all day for a while, or either shaky head or Texas rig or jig them below the schools. The bigger fish should be. So with that said, we got about a half hour left for the night. We got 7 people on still tonight. So smash that like button if you're new. If not, smash it if you haven't smashed it yet. But don't smash it to where you unlike it. Other than that, do you guys have anything you want to talk about? Mark Nav here talking about doing some fishing tournaments and some trips soon. That'd be nice. You guys know me. I'm super open to getting out there and fishing and having fun and doing all kinds of different stuff. So I'm fair game. Just send me a message, and I'm usually down to go fish anywhere, anytime, as long as it's made in advance enough. I'm pretty easygoing, so I'm not a guide. I might look into getting my guide license maybe down the road to fish, like a part-time guide, like a more like a more affordable one. How's it going? What's up, Michael? Nice to see you on tonight. Uh, we've been on for about an hour and a half. If you guys get a chance to watch this afterwards, we talked mostly fall transition tips and tricks, stuff like that. Had a members giveaway. And yeah, then we got into some good old reminiscing. Sorry, guys, I'm talking fishing, but I'm thinking I might want to get my guide license to be able to fish, like guide people on the weekends, or maybe 2, 3 trips a week. Nothing special. Maybe just to supplement a little extra income. Do it legal and all legit, but don't want to step on the toes of any of the local guides. Cook or Ostrand or any of those. Cheers, Cali Bear. So I might look into doing that down the road. Not quite sure, what all entails. Otherwise, I really like doing what I do now, just shooting videos and having fun. But it may be a cool way to generate a little extra income here and there. But what I try to do is I should start a 501c3 or whatever they're called, so that I could just instead of being like a guide, just take people fishing and then use their money for donations for these toy drives, because I love helping out. So every year, if you didn't know, we take care of as many kids as we can for Christmas. Last year we did over 200, so we'll see how many we do this year. Cheers, everybody. Let's crack this last one. We got a half hour. What should we talk about, ladies and gents, or mostly gents? What do you guys want to yap about? Any specific lures you want to go over? Any BS you guys want to chat about? I'm your guy. I'm your guy. I'm not your guy, dude. However it goes, that little spat on South Park. Still can't believe this is 10.4. As it gets warmer and more towards the bottom, starts to taste a little more like some pirate beer. Oh, that's some 10.4, all right. But when it was cold, tastes like some 5.9, something like that. Oh, aren't they the worst, though? I don't care. Old school me, beer, blah, blah, no, I'm not drinking that. I'll just have like 4 of them. I'm cool. I'm not drinking piss beer. Plus, half of it's probably my own backwash, and keep it real. Especially once you get a buzz, or if you're eating something at the bar and you're munching and you're drinking. Oh yeah, no. Last few sips, I'm cool. Just order another one. I know the old school guys. That's beer abuse. I can't disagree, but the old school me for sure would have been like, you can't waste beer, buddy. As a matter of fact, see, it's just the old school me. Too damn stubborn. Woo! That's a bitter beer face right there, but that's actually not. That beer is so good. 10.4%, and it tastes so good. Like, wow. I don't know. YouTube's going to look at this and be like, you can't do that. No, I'm not doing, what do you call it? I don't have any sponsors or none of that stuff. I don't get paid to say, I don't know if I'm even allowed to drink, like, you know what I mean? I don't even check the rules. I just like, screw it. Let's do it. And I talk about it, right? I don't know. Because I notice, like, once I see the bigger channels, they don't drink sodas or beer. Like, if they do, they're in clear glasses, or like they don't usually show brands or stuff a lot, because I think they have to be like sponsors or blah blah blah. Anyways, whatever. So we were talking earlier about stuff that we used to do that was fun, like going to the drive-in movies, poker night, meeting for beer and stuff with the guys. Um, comment below, what do you miss that you wish you could bring back? Something from the last 20, 30 years or more, whatever. Something that you would do with a group of people that would be friends or family that you don't see done as much anymore and that you would like to do. Because I think that's a cool thing to promote and share. I love bowling, fishing. I'm into they're talking about hunting. I want to get into doing some bow hunting this year. So I'm excited into trying to pick that up. You guys will probably see me throwing myself a bunch of times in the wrist or in the arm with the string. I'll probably, miss a bunch of shots, but I don't care. I'm going to go out there and do it. If I can nail one, awesome. I'm very respectful. I wouldn't hunt anything I'm not going to eat. And so, if you guys are interested in seeing that kind of content, I think I'm going to go do a trip, something like that with some friends. I got a couple of guys who might, take some guns with us, give them, we'll have to figure it out because obviously I got to get closer with a bow than they need to get with a rifle. So we'll see. But either way, I'm interested in doing some nice hunting footage to kind of supplement to the channel. So this winter, we might do, or this fall, we might do a little bit of that if the season's open. I don't even know much about like the bow hunting season. I need to look more into it. But I've had a lot of people invite me. I got to say, I'm about ready to take people up on their offer. I'm ready to go hunting. I just can't see when I usually have that kind of free time, I go fishing, but I'm really interested in being able to provide for my family if ever the system were to go down. I need to know how to hunt. I need to know how to skin. I need to know how to do this kind of stuff for the sake of my family, and to pass that kind of knowledge down, I think is important. And I think it's been long enough since I've actually went out and did an actual real hunt, not shooting a squirrel with a BB gun. So that's been something that's like virgin to me. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, I'll strap a couple GoPros on me and some friends, and we'll go out there and we'll do that. We'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting either way, So we'll take you guys along for the trip. Sometimes I think I get too caught up in catching too many fish or putting out too good information for you guys, when I think I might leave out a lot of the experience when I'm out at the lake and we're cracking some fun jokes and we're passing some beautiful scenery or some hawks and fly over and you get to see the nice wildlife. Hunting is fun, but it's crowded now. I know a lot of people that own land out in the Sierra Nevadas. It wouldn't be crowded if you roll with me, dude. Fishing is super crowded. There's a lot of people that are into hunting and fishing now that weren't into it 20 or 30 years ago. The level of boats on the lake has greatly increased. The activity level has greatly increased. There were only so many bass fishermen, where there were a lot of trout or skiers or trollers, wakeboarders, so to speak. But the number of actual bass fishermen on bass boats has just exploded. The sport itself has exploded. The number of YouTube channels about bass fishing has exploded. There's so much. It's been a really big sport, so to speak, the last few years, and I don't want to see it. Oh, since COVID, it's been super insane for sure. I don't want to see it ruined, so I like supporting it. And certain spots I don't like blowing up because I don't want, to wreck other people's fun for the sake of a few views. Because some people may do that, may think that. I mean, like, oh, you're doing this just for clicks or views. Like, okay, if like how many videos about like giving toys away would I need to make that only have 100, 200 views before you get the idea that I'm not giving away $7,000 to $10,000 worth of toys for clicks and views? I could sell all this crap on Amazon and eBay and make a ton of money if I really was after like a monetary gain of some sort, right? Like I don't do what I do for clicks and views. Even in the fishing realm, I've been fishing since I was like 12, 10 to 12 years old. I've been really into it since about 13 or so, hardcore. And I just want to share it with you guys and gals. Now, you know what? I used to talk about starting a fishing YouTube channel about 10 years ago, and a lot of my friends made fun of me. I even had a bass boat like 7 years ago, and I wanted to do it then. And people, and I never did it. You know, I was like, I let what other people said get to me, and I didn't chase my dream. And if I had started this 7 years ago, I think we'd be in a whole different boat right now, fishing channel wise. So hey, you know, it's never too late. So I decided let's just do it. And to any of those out there starting your own channel, I say the biggest challenges are trying to be unique and different without being clickbaity. So that's something I won't do. I'm not going to go out and put something out there that's for clickbait. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. I think it's pretty crazy. I've got a freaking boat crash on the Delta where we saved like an old man. I've got a house burning down on fire where I kicked the door in and I'm like all out of breath, you know, talking to one of the people we pulled from the building before, you know, it caught on fire. It's not all that action packed. It's a short, about a minute long. I've got a video where, like I said, we got a double digit. I got a 10-pounder on video. Got a lot of cool content, you know, some nice, fun times, but I just haven't gone viral yet. Maybe not going to. I don't care. The thing is I would like for this to be something that I could make a living off of and that I could grow. Great. But if not, I'm probably still going to do this as like a diary, like an outlet, like a fishing diary, where I get to like chronicle my fishing career. I could look back at other videos and see when it were, what times a year, what things were working, or what was I doing. And then in that video, if I only caught 10 fish and I was doing this certain thing, now next time in that same time frame a year, maybe I want to try something different, you know, or if I found something that it worked, maybe I should be repeating that, you know, and doing some cool stuff like that. So this is a great way, I think, to reach other people, to grow, to show respect and love for the sport of fishing, to share the knowledge and love, to hopefully get other people into it, and to hopefully just share something, put a smile on a face, teach somebody something. If I could do that, then my job's completed. I feel great. And hopefully, though, we could turn this into something that is productive and positive and grows. But I'm just going to continue to do me. So I appreciate all you guys, though. You guys have been great. So just wanted to say that real quick, you know. Let's read some comments real quick. So I just got a couple real quick here. Bass fishing, it's grown a lot. Sure has. My son got me into bass fishing. Well, thank you about me doing a great job. I'm glad your son got you into bass fishing, Robert Avia. So the guys who are consistent, passionate, and really put the work in stand out. There's so many people doing it now, but you see the ones who put the effort into it. Yeah, that's how I see it exactly. I'm trying. I put the effort into it. I think I have some great content. It just like hasn't like latched and clicked yet. Like I said, I got a double digit on video. There's not a lot of other dudes that got double digits on video. I mean, there is, but most of them are well known or they're in these ponds. They're in like key areas. Like I got a double digit out of Lake McClure, like the freaking hardest lake to get a double digit out of. I got one on video. You know, I got another one out of Don Pedro. You know, one per year. I'm like, I'm doing all right. And like I said, I mean, I've got some things that should be viral, but they're not yet. But hey, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm happy doing me. I'm going to be consistent, keep putting the work in, and hopefully we'll get there. So you never know. And the YouTube algorithms are crazy because it could be 2 or 3 years in, and all of a sudden one of my videos could just ignite and catch fire. You never know. Usually YouTube algorithm will put a video out, and then if it does very successful, they may like cycle it, you know, a year or two later when everybody's forgot about it, and it kind of goes viral. You guys know what I'm saying when you've seen something that you've seen 2 or 3 times and it's like got millions of views, but you kind of like forgot about it. So yep, Bass and Beer, I appreciate it. I always say too, and listen to any of my supporters, go out and check out the other guys' channels too, like Bass and Beer here. Check out like Terrible at Fishing. He's an old dude from Oregon he's not even that old actually. He just reminds me of my pops. I really like the guy. I sent him a freaking GoPro 8. I swear to God, I sent the dude a $300 camera just because. Didn't even like give it away like a giveaway. He didn't win it. No, I just was like, you know what? I see this guy struggling to like record, videos and do stuff, and he's trying so hard to grow his channel. I just was like, here, dude. I get. So I was like, you know what? We got to support each other. So I appreciate everybody who's been supporting me, who's been here through thick and thin, the newcomers, the old timers, everybody, the members, the non-members, the viewers, the subscribers, especially if you guys comment. One quick thing while I have some of you guys still here, if you see my videos come up, the one thing that I think you can do algorithmically to help the channel grow the best is comment. Comment on any and every video of mine you see. Even if you watch the video, just watch it for 60 seconds. Let YouTube see that you put a little bit of some effort into like at least 1 minute of the video, and leave a comment, especially the comment. If you leave a comment, YouTube starts saying, hey, maybe this video is worth showing people. So that's the best way you can support the channel. If you get a notice and you see, oh, okay, I'm fishing at the Delta or whatever, if you leave a comment, that really helps me, and I very much appreciate it. Now, these live streams, so this is all like live stream commenting. After the video's over, there'll be 0 comments, and it'll be like a regular video that you can watch. You can live stream replay and see all the comments that we made here, but there'll be 0 comments under the video. So to help it grow, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. So thank you guys. Don't mean to plug too much, but you know what I'm saying. Got to at least speak it, right? And then if you have a YouTube channel, that's the biggest way you can create growth. 2 big things: be consistent and try to get your community to interact with you. Exactly. It can happen to anybody, dude. I'm happy for your buddy, John's Creek Fishing Adventures. See, you get a niche, you get something, you just do something, you stick with it, and it goes somewhere. And even if it doesn't, we're not all destined to be like successful YouTube stars, but the path, man, this whole thing, this journey called life, it's all about the journey. It's all about the shared experiences and the fun times along the way. And if this channel goes into oblivion and with 2, 3, 4, 5,000 subscribers, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to continue to do this because I love doing it. I love just helping and sharing and giving back tips and tricks. And hopefully it'll catch. If not, whatever. For those of you who support me, you guys know I'll always be there. So, and I'll always be supporting you. Robert Avia, I think, has said the message just went away. But anyways, I think I had read it. But thank you guys, though. Again, you guys are awesome. So don't forget, for all the members, we're going to have a Christmas giveaway. Every member wins. So I'm going to a big thank you to you guys. I haven't done a regular channel giveaway. My birthday is in November. So I think in November, I'm going to do like a birthday giveaway where I'm just going to basically do a giveaway for the whole channel. Help promote some growth, yes, of course, but just again, also to give back to the community. So share the video, let people know. If you guys are interested in trying to win something cool, just smash that like button, but smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Make sure your notifications are checked, because I go live every once in a while randomly, and it doesn't happen all the time, but I might just pop on any given day at any given time and decide to do a giveaway to help out the community. Now, I'm always giving my tips and tricks. I'm always trying to help give away information, which in my opinion, doc talk is a lot of the time that's what it is. Guys do not want to give away their best tips and tricks, because then what's the point, right? Just shut your channel down. Or right? Those are all your real go-tos. You go out and you catch fish with them. Now everybody else catch fish like that. Not me. I tell you honestly what I'm catching them on, how I'm catching them. You see what I'm catching them on. I don't try to hide anything. I try to help as much as I can. So hopefully, like I said, we'll be able to grow the community. So again, I've been rambling. My bad about that. So, uh, we're here. Oh, nice, dude! Congratulations. That's awesome to hear, dude. Mark Robert Avila, his son, qualified for national championships in Alabama next year through MLF High School. Oh yeah. I always try to put people on fish. Thanks, Mark. You know that I have a good time. I like sharing. Sharing is caring, and I get excited seeing other people catch fish too. It's just the love of the game. So hopefully that's what this channel will be known for: positivity, sharing information, not trying to really hide anything, but also the giveaway. I no shame in my game. I'm not trying to buy votes or views with the giveaways. What it's really meant to do, yes, I ain't gonna lie. Some of it is meant to hopefully gain some attention, so to speak. But the people here that are here for that, most people are here for the genuine content. It's like a lure. Get them in to just at least hear a few minutes of you. And I believe that, through a bit of doing that, we'll be able to grow the community. But the big thing, really, the big thing is I want other people to experience the joy of what I'm doing. So if not everybody throws a square bill crankbait. So when I swear to God that I love the Ish Monroe, Biggie Papa, and Smalls, bumping and rattling crankbaits. So that leaves there's a lot of different possibilities. It means you can get the big one, the small one, you can get a rattling, you can get quiet. So that's 4 different types in every color scheme. So a dude's got like 10, 12 color schemes, and he's got like 4 different types in each color scheme. You could literally have 40 of this guy's crankbaits or more. I love him, Ish Monroe. So I give his crankbaits out because I want other people to experience the joy of catching the bass on a square bill crankbait. I give out the LV 500 because I want people to throw it. It's like the mystery tackle box idea, right? You subscribe and you get this mystery tackle box, and they just give you lures, and hell, you better throw them, or what'd you waste all that money for, right? And it might not be a lure you're very familiar with. So I'm excited to help the community out. And I love when there's like somebody on the live stream. Oh, Sam, hey, common sense. I did what you told me and I caught some fish. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of an ego pump, but I'm just so happy that you're happy that you got to catch these fish. And if it was off something that I showed you or a spot that I showed you, man, I get excited. Man, it's awesome, right? How can you kick that, right? It's a good feeling. So, anyways, Pickwick Lake. Hey, Mark, you know I'm down, bro. Mark, all you got to do is hit me up. I'm down to roll. You want to fish? I'm super ready, man. Like I said, this last week we got the funeral coming up. So after this upcoming Friday or Saturday, I lay my aunt to rest Saturday. We're doing this whole thing. Sunday, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I might fish, I might just chill. But after that, man, all is fair game. Let's do it. Need to try one of those cranks. Oh man, yeah, heck yeah. I've got a special gift coming. So just make sure your notification bell is checked. I need to figure out how to get a hold of everybody. All my members, I need their addresses and shipping information. You guys can get that to me. Don't ever post it here where other people can see it. Reach out to me through Facebook, email, whatever, text message, phone. Well, I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you. Oh, nice. Yeah, I go to Fisherman's Warehouse every once in a while. That's the one that's in, what is it, Manteca or Stockton right there. I go there a couple of times. There's a couple of people that recognize me. They're, oh, you're Common Sense Fishing. I'm like, hey, cool. Hey, how's it going? Um, I haven't got to make it too many times in the store. I'm like a lazy fisherman. Honestly, I have so many lures right now. I just cycle through what I got. So I'm like kind of saving money. But I did just stop at, if you guys know the bait barn in Waterford. Yeah, Manteca, you're right. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've met your son actually. Or is that, no, sorry, what'd you say? Your son works. I think I've met your son actually. I think he's the person that spotted me and was like, "Hey, you're Common Sense Fishing." And there's a couple of them in there, but there was a short Hispanic kid, maybe 18 to 20. Um, I think he had glasses. I don't remember, and he had a hat, and he was really nice. And he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." We were chatting, and then there was a couple other. It was like a heavy set dude and a tall white guy, and three of them like recognized me when I was in there. We're like, "Oh," we were chatting and having a good time. But I only got 1,500 subs. That's not nothing big. Even if I had 100,000, a million, I don't get big headed like that. It's whatever. I like enjoying yapping. I'm a talkative person, or else how the hell would I do a live stream for 2 hours straight? And wing it. Like I got no teleprompter, man. I couldn't. You know, I got to go off of just intuition, and I wing it basically. A lot of times I go into the video knowing like maybe what kind of fishing tips and tricks I want to talk about. Sometimes I'll have some gear here to share with you guys, but most of the time it's just a conversation like a podcast. That's kind of what this is about. Is very interactive, like a podcast kind of. Most of the people I talk to today that I'm friends with or fish with, I've met through my channel and fishing. Yeah, 50-50 for me. Like I do a lot of fishing and spending time with new friends that I've met through you, specifically YouTube, Facebook. So like actually quite a bit. Mark Nav, Keeping It Real, Old Dirty Bassin. I was actually a ton of the guys on the channel I fished with. I mean, I've spent a lot of time fishing with some of my subscribers. I fished with Charles Chalk. I fished with a lot of the guys here. Um, but I've got some friends that I've known like 30 years that like I may not talk to for 10 years, or no, not really, but like 6 months or a year. And I see them and it's like two brothers seeing each other. There's no amount of space or time. And I only have a few friends like that, not many, very, very few actually. But I've got about three or four very good friends that I'm lucky enough to call friends like that. And the more the merrier. Actually, I'm making more friends, and I see that the world's filled with more good people than I thought, because my world view was so narrow. I only knew so many people. I only hung out with so many people, and unfortunately, my childhood being poor and being a scrapper and being forced to like fight and hustle and grind for every, but also being a good person. It was a one hell of a weird, childhood, good and bad. But I got, kind of jaded in life. Felt like maybe, I only had so many friends, right? And I was kind of like everybody else sucks. But I've met a lot of good people recently. And the older I get, I actually enjoy meeting new people that are at least even semi genuinely real, because you never know. You can know someone 10 years, you could be married to someone, and then 20 years in find out some horrible stuff. People are good at hiding things. However, with that being said, you know there's a lot of good people out there, and I've met a lot of cool people through these channels. And so I'm excited to say that I've grown a lot through that, and I met a lot of very interesting, good people, some bad, but mostly good, that I wouldn't have met and wouldn't have got to experience had I not done stuff like this. So, it's a very net positive, I'd say. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I got some friends I could talk with like about very personal things. Plus I've got, you know what though? You guys ever met a friend that you guys like sat and spent like some time with, and you really only maybe hung out with them like 4 or 5 times, but you're like that's a good friend right there. And you may only known them a few years, or not even that. Not quite. You're not going to put them on the same level as the friends that you've known 30 or 40 or 20 plus years. that you've seen through thick and thin, but you'd be like, man, if I had to gamble, I'd say this would be a potential best friend for life type guy. There's a lot of people I've met like that recently. It's pretty cool. I've gotten to open my horizons and fish with new people. That's the wonder of the internet, YouTube, Facebook, stuff like that. You'd be surprised. There's a lot more people like you, me, and others out there. And then even if you're very different in other aspects of life, you find that certain things just really aren't that important, and the cool things that bring you together, you find you can make friends and meet people from all kinds of walks of life when you have positive things that bridge that gap and bring you together, you know. And so, and you might talk about something you disagree with, whatever, but you're stuck on a boat with each other for 12 hours and you have a constructive argument or this or that, whatever. Most time that's not what fishing's about. But when you've done fishing with somebody 5, 6 times and you really open up and have a great time, next thing you guys know, you're on the boat half drunk talking about the secrets of life. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I'm one of those kind of guys, usually, at least I feel, that if you spend enough time with me, you'd be like, man, that guy's a good guy. Well, drink beer with that guy. Because I try to be, um, because you only got one life. I'm not very religious or anything. I say I'm spiritual, like I believe in God, but I don't march to any like one rule, strict religion, follow like super rules and stuff. Um, but I believe in big time treating people the way you want to be treated, and that there's more to this, more to meets the eye either way. So you know it doesn't hurt to just stack the cards in your favor anyways, man. What does it hurt to go through life trying to be a good person? It actually sometimes takes way more energy to be an asshole. What does it take to just put a smile on your face and throw a laugh out there? So cheers and salud to you. We actually went a little bit over. I don't mind hanging out some more. We still got a few people on. So smash that like if you guys get a chance. Otherwise, if you guys want to do a bonus little extended period, if you guys want to chat about anything, you guys leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, we do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But again, I don't really put a timestamp on this stuff. I was having a good time, so you guys let me know. Otherwise, we can disconnect and have this conversation again. Pick it up Wednesday or jump on a whole new subject. And if you guys have anything you want to talk about, or either fishing subjects, feel free to comment them, message me, leave a comment in the video section what you want to go over. I'll be happy. I got a whiteboard. I mean, I can share the screen and we can even pull up maps and stuff. Oh, and before we go, so for you guys that are still on, there's a real nasty welt across my forehead here. All right. So this whole week I've been doing air conditioning and heating installs, and I've been putting in units, which includes welding and brazing the line sets, right? So sure enough, I welded and brazed one and figured I'd jump over to this other piece. Usually I cool every piece off after I do it, unless I'm moving, which I was. And I leaned forward, and just like last time, about a month ago, you guys see I have a big old mark on my forehead, like about a month ago on my live stream. And sure as shit, it was the same thing. I leaned forward and didn't catch it, and the copper line set burned the shit out of my forehead. So if you're wondering where that came from, that's the funny story of how I got a big welt across my forehead. Welding refrigerant lines is hot, and you don't want to touch it with your forehead. So good night, everybody. Let's read some more comments, and I'll smash this beer and let's get off. So loyalty is the best character on a person. Definitely one of them. It's hard to establish, right? Thank you very much, Robert Avia, Bass and Beer. Again, if anyone's interested in setting up poker night, I love poker. Man, I miss old beer and gambling and a little risk. man, pull 40 bucks out, might make 100, 200 bucks, might lose it all. Who cares? What's 40 bucks? That's one scratcher, basically. That's a half a tank of gas. It's like, man, whatever. I mean, to some people, maybe that's a lot, but hey, for a night of fun, sign me up. I'm ready. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next live stream Wednesday, 7 to 9. Sometimes I show up a little early at 6. So if that's the case, woohoo. If not, 7 to 9, we'll see you guys. I'm always down for some poker. You guys know me. Sign me up, man. Let me know if you guys want to set something up. I miss the good old days, so I'm always down for a bowling trip, a poker trip, a fishing trip, meet up with some guys and talk shite and drink beer trip. So thanks for chilling. Bass and Beer, Racho Bunch. Casper, the friendly ghost, is chilling right over there. For those of you who get the point, yeah. All right. Otherwise, you guys have a great night. We'll see you guys on the next live stream. Thanks for watching.